hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean, yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing, yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times we'll be chilling and having a good time.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am working on actually it's the third week of September, my paycheck to paycheck budget, as well as my weekly check-in, and then of course stuffing my cash envelopes and my sinking funds for the upcoming week. So if you guys are interested in watching me lay out my budget for the week and then getting those envelopes stuffed, please stay tuned. So like I said, we are in the third week of September. Today is September 16th, so of course I got paid today from my full-time job and my part-time job. So I am going to go ahead and do my weekly check-in as well as my paycheck to paycheck budgeting, and then at the end we will stuff the cash envelopes and the sinking funds. And I hope these videos don't get too long. There's a lot that I do on Fridays once I get paid, those three things in particular, but they take a while. I think last week's video was like 37 minutes. I can separate it out to where I do my weekly check-in, you know, with my transactions and the weekly check-in, and then the paycheck budget. I can do all that in one video and then do my sinking funds and my cash envelope stuffing in a separate video to kind of shorten them, or I can just keep it all in one if you guys like the longer video. So just comment down below, let me know which one you would prefer, because I can do it either way. I just know that doing it all together makes the video quite long. So anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I am going to start with my weekly check-in. So flip my little key legend over here. So these are my different expense stickers throughout the week. So I am going from Saturday the 10th to today, which is the 16th. And then this is my key. So red expense stickers are spending, purple is groceries, the mint or teal is gas, orange is unbudgeted, and blue is sinking funds. So I do actually have a couple unbudgeted expenses this week. So we will just go ahead and get these written in here. So I'm going to turn to my transactions page, which is right here. And that is where I'm going to start. So I'm going to write down the transactions from this, get to the right page, from this monthly overview, and then on the other page we will do it in the weekly check-in. Okay, so the first one, I have nothing on the 10th. So the first expense that I have is on Sunday the 11th. I actually have one spending and one grocery. So that is going to be, oh, that's actually 9/11. Kind of depressing. Okay, so we have 9/11/22, and that total is $7.31 at Target. So that category is spending, and I just like to color code the expenses with the color marker because it just makes it easier for me when I go to do my weekly check-in, when I total them all up. Okay, so that takes care of that spending expense. So I'm just going to put a little check mark by that one. The next is grocery. And that was at Hy-Vee, and that's on that same day. So 9/11. And that one was $109.11. That category is groceries. And the place on that one is Hy-Vee. And then I'll just go ahead and mark that one off. The next is an unbudgeted, and what that means is basically it did not consist of my cash envelopes in any of the categories of spending, groceries, or gas. And then with my sinking funds, it didn't really consist of any of those sinking fund categories either. So this was actually, I hurt my back over the weekend, so I went to the chiropractor twice this week. I do not have a medical sinking fund, and that's totally on purpose. Most people, that is a common sinking fund for them to have, and I should knock on wood when I'm saying this, but I have exceptionally good insurance, so that's A. That's why my copay is only $10. And B, we're a younger family, and I know that that kind of can go both ways, because kids will be kids when it comes to doing silly things. But we just don't go to the doctor very often for unexpected things. And again, I'm going to knock on wood when I say that, but you know, I take them regularly to get their checkups, so any, you know, what do they call that? Where you go ahead of time, like a well check, basically. My insurance covers it in whole. I have no copay or anything because we're a preventative. That's what it's called, a preventative appointment. So they get their school physicals and all that, their immunizations, everything. My work does free flu shots for employee and family. So I have really good insurance, and I guess we've just been extremely lucky that we haven't had a lot of unexpected medical related things happen. So as of right now, I don't have a medical sinking fund. Maybe if something happens in the future, I will. But so these two $10 copays for the chiropractor came out of my bank account, which is where I have a little bit of a cushion from what's left over each week after I pay all my bills and whatnot. I have a little bit of cushion in there, so that's where those come from. So anyways, that was a lot. So this first one is on the 12th. So that is 9/12/22. It was $10. And that category is unbudgeted. And then description, I'm just going to put Chiro copay. And I will go ahead and cross that one off. So the next one is gas, and that is also on Monday the 12th. So 9/12. I'm going to grab a different pen. That one is dying. Okay, and this one was $81.19. And this one is the category of gas, and description, that was at Casey's. And that one is done. Okay, now we're on to the second page over here. So again, on the 15th, I had a $10 chiropractor copay. 15th, forgot what date I said. So 9/15, that was $10. And again, that was unbudgeted. And just like before, I'm just going to do Chiro copay. And that one is done. And then the last expense was last night. We ordered pizza for supper. So that was $9.15 for $15.91. And that was spending. And I'm just going to write pizza there. And then I will go ahead, get that one marked. So now on all the days that I did not have any type of spending from these categories, obviously I have to pay my bills, and I don't want to avoid paying them just to get a no spend sticker. So on the other days that I didn't use any of these spending, I'm going to lay down a no spend sticker. So that would include Saturday the 10th, and then Tuesday the 13th, Wednesday the 14th, and then today, which is the 16th. So just kind of like a little, I don't know, award sticker, I guess, if you will. So that's all I'm doing here. So now if we go back to my transactions page, which I just wrote down all of those transactions for the week, which started off with Target with spending. So I'm going to take those expenses and total them up over here in my weekly check-in. So the first one, we'll just start with spending, since that's the first category I had. And I had 2 different spending transactions throughout the week, so that's, as you can see, why I like to color code it, 'cause it's just easier to go right to the pinks. So the first one was at $7.31, and then $15.91, so that brings my spending total to $23.22. And I'm just going to take that out here. So if you can see, this is my, I'm not going to take them all the way out, but this is my billfold with my cash envelopes in it. So for spending, I'm going to grab the money out of there. There is $1, and that should be accurate because I put $25 in there last week. I spent $23.22. I don't mess with the change, so that leaves me with $1 at the end of the week for spending. And I'm just going to set this aside for now. So the next category is going to be groceries. And for groceries, I just had the one expense at $109.11. And for groceries, I put in $125 every week. So at the $109, I have $15 left over. And again, I don't mess with that change. And then we have gas. I grabbed the wrong marker again, that was dying. So for gas, I also just had the one transaction of $81.19. And for gas, I have $8 left over because I put $90 in there last Friday, so I have $8 left over in that envelope. So I'm going to put that aside as well, and we'll mark down that we have, $8 in there. So that is my transactions and weekly check-in for that third week, so we're in week 3. And now we're going to move on to my paycheck to paycheck budget. So this was last week's. Last week I had $132.25 remaining from this paycheck. So that is what I am going to roll over. So if you see up here in the income, we're going to put that right here. So 132, and I forgot what the change was, 25. So we'll just mark that right up there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with the income for the week. So for my full-time job, which I got paid today, the 16th, that total was $745. And then for my part-time, that total was, write the date, and then that total, which was $262.50. So we have the $7.45 and the $262.50, so that comes to $1,007.50. Then we're going to move down here to expenses for the week. So the first one is Capital One, which is $50. These amounts that I am writing down are weekly amounts. So my Capital One credit card is $200 a month. So every week prior to its due date, I take out $50. That way when the due date comes, I have that entire $200 set aside, ready to pay that bill. And I do the same with all of these expenses that I'm writing down. All of them are the weekly amount, not the monthly payment. So PayPal is $10, camper is $51, my truck is $152, and then we have rent, which is $100 for the week. Utilities are $35, and then Hulu, I feel like I said that really weird, is $17.50, and last is Verizon for cell phones, and that is $34.75. So if we get all of the expenses added up, we're at 50, 10, 51, 152, 100, 35, 1750, and 34.75. We're at $450.25. Okay, now moving on to cash envelopes. So the first cash envelope that I have is gas. And again this week we're going to do the 90. It's averaging about $80 to $85 each week to put gas in my truck. So I will keep it as that, as gas really hasn't moved price-wise. I'm in the Midwest and it was it's been $3.49 for quite a while now. So groceries is $125, and then spending is still at the $25 a week. So we have that 90, 125, and 25, which totals $240. Okay, and then the last expense that I have for the week is going to be my 10 sinking funds. So the first one is back to school, and that one is at $20 a week. And then we have car insurance, and that is at $15. And then we have car maintenance, and I can already tell I'm going to have to do something because I have quite a few sinking funds that, and I guess cash envelopes, all of my cash envelopes that end in a 5. And the bank did not give me very many 5s. So I'm going to have to figure something out to be able to get the right amount in those envelopes when I stuff them. So Christmas is at $50, and then the fair is $15. Household is $10. Personal care is also $10. And then kids is also 10. And then we have school tuition, which is at 25. And then last is vacation, which is at 20. And my camera battery is dying, so I'm going to quickly get this totaled up and then switch batteries. So I have 20 plus 15 plus 10 plus 50 plus 15 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 25 plus 20. So 185 in sinking funds. Alright, I'm going to change my battery quick before it dies without me realizing it. Okay, got a fresh set of batteries in there. Okay, so we just ended with sinking funds at 185. So now I'm going to break down my paycheck here at the bottom. So I'm going to start with the income. And then we have expenses, cash envelopes, and lastly is sinking funds. Okay, so I'm going to take or write down, I guess I could write down my totals here. So income came from up here, that was $1,007.25. And, 50 cents. I'm going to have to white that out. My kids always take my whiteout marker. Okay, I'm going to just fix it here, and I'll white it out and fix it so it doesn't look so messed up later. Expenses were $450.25. Cash envelopes were $240. And sinking funds were $185. Okay, so I'm going to take the $450.25 plus the $240 plus the $185, so that's $875.25, and take that off of my income for the week, so that leaves me with $132. That should be $132.25. So $132.25 is what I have remaining out of this paycheck, which will just go into my bank account as kind of a cushion. And actually that's, I just got that money lost in there. That's what my copay for my chiropractor, that's where that came out of this week. So I have paycheck to paycheck budget check-in for week 3 finished up. So now I will get all of my things in order and we will start stuffing my cash envelopes and my sinking funds. Okay, I have everything set up, and like I said, I do not have enough 5s. So I'm probably just going to put in a 10 or a 20 and then cash some of these, the 10s or 20s tomorrow, and then replenish the 5 from there. So I'll probably just write a sticky note on them so I remember which ones they go in. But anyway, so I have my wallet here for my cash envelopes and then my sinking fund binder for my sinking funds. So we're going to start with cash envelopes. So gas is going to get 90. And last week, if you guys remember, I accidentally put $80 in it, didn't realize it, and then ended up having an extra $10 at the end of my sinking funds and had no idea what I did wrong, and then realized it after you guys commented. So I'm going to put the right amount in it this week. So we have 50, 70, and 90. So $90 will be going into my gas section of my billfold. And then next is groceries for $125. So we'll do 1, 20, and 5, and that took the only 5 that I had. I did have a couple extra 5s in the money from my cash envelopes. Trying to fix my lighting here. So I might kind of cash some of that out and see if I can't get a couple more at least. So this $125 is going to go into groceries. And then lastly, for cash envelopes is spending, which gets $25. So this is one of those. So what I'm going to do is, this was the extra money from my cash envelopes from last week. So I'm going to take 2 of these 5s out, put them here, and then I will exchange it for this 10 here. So I'm going to take 25 and put that in for spending for this week. And so that takes care of my cash envelopes. So I will put this to the side. And now we are doing just sinking funds. So we are going to start with back to school. And so back to school last week was at $60, and I'm going to add $20 to that. And that will put that new total at $80. I'll just show you guys this quick. So what I do here is this is laminated, and so I just write the date, the amount that I'm either taking in or putting out, putting in or taking out, and then what the new total is. That way I can always look on the back here and know what's in it without having to count the money in the envelope. So that's just what I do. If you're interested, obviously all the stickers that are in my budgeting I sell on my website, www.moreyjune.com. I do sell these binders on my website as well. And then cash envelopes, I don't have any listed on there now, but I will within the next week or so. I will also do a video releasing all of the cash envelopes that I have, but you can get them personalized with whatever category you want. And then you can either get them hole punched for a binder or not. They won't have the extra, and then they'll just fit into a wallet. So I have a couple different options. So those will be coming, but the stickers and the binders are on my website now. And like I said, that's www.moreyjune.com. Okay, so we got back to school done. So next is car insurance, which is $15. So this is one of those that I'm not gonna, or I guess I have one more 5 left. So today is the 16th. We're putting in $50 or $15, so that will put that one at $30. And actually, I think I know what I'm gonna do there. This one already has 15. So I am going to take these 5s out. Hold on. So that's, yep, and then I'm going to put a 10 in. And actually I might even try to save up my 20, so I'm going to do this. Hope you guys are following along with me. That'll get me a couple extra 5s and one more, or a couple extra 10s. Okay, so $30 in insurance. Next is car maintenance. That one just gets 10. So new total for that one will be 20. So we'll get that put in there. Next is Christmas. That one last week was at $750. So we're going to add 50 and it'll be at $800. So we'll take our 50 from here. Next is fair, which is another 15, wrong marker, dollar one. So we'll do $9.16, adding 15, which will put this one at $90. So we'll just do a 10 and a 5. And this one might actually, I'm thinking that might be my last $5 one, so I might be safe. I am. Okay, so household gets 10, so that one will be at $130. And then kids is also 10, And that one is also going to be at $130. I am still waiting for my kids' school pictures to come back. I think they said they were going to send the link out to preview them and to order them on the 22nd. So I have about a week. And then I'll probably take money out of this envelope to buy some school pictures. Personal care gets 10. So that one's going to be at 70. And then school tuition, I just drew a blank. School tuition. See, now I feel like I'm missing money again. Is at 25. You guys are probably going to catch this before I do. I'm short $20 or $10 somewhere. So I'm going to put the 25 in this one. And then, because vacation is supposed to get 20, I'm going to pause this quick and I'm going to figure out where I mistakenly put $10, and I will be right back.